That's another thing I should make a video about. Probably about a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months ago, I was talking peacefully after moving in here to some Mormons. And I didn't want to join the Mormon church, but it was starting to get kind of icky about it. I let one of them borrow a prayer book, a really old one, and all of a sudden it was like somebody was trying to direct me being with someone. I know that sounds weird, but I don't, my camera fucked up again. Well, either way, you'll probably hear this. I don't want to date anybody. And I don't believe in multiple wives. All of a sudden, it was like something was trying to change my views on it. So I let him know. I said, named angels are fallen. They're stuck to a object, basically. Before that, they're not stuck. Like the Red Wing in Michigan isn't stuck to anything. There's not like a name for it. And it's still a wing. This chick seemed oblivious to it, said something about my book. I had said in a fit of getting them away, never mind about the book. Well, after a month or so when I calmed down, I wanted my book back. And technically, they just borrowed it initially anyway. Well, I started noticing that it felt like I was losing parts of my identity. Like I started not being able to sing, not being able to draw. It was like someone had tried to make a book of life through, which is really dark Egyptian magic, off of me, and then was trying to live vicariously through that book. So I got a hold of them, or tried to recently to get my book back. Suddenly there's new missionaries. So they have to be able to talk to each other at least enough to get that book back. But it shouldn't be that much of an issue. They've got more than enough money to send a book to each other and drop it in a mailbox. This was a really, really old prayer book. I told them not to come back, not to be around the house. See, my tongue is having issues all of a sudden. So I started investigating what Mormonism is. You can hear the tongue twisting. And it's directly connected, a lot of it, to puritanical white views about old men. And I said something about Joseph Smith. I said, most get premonitions before they cheat, not after. So something doesn't make sense. And since then, it seemed like stalking. Well, I know enough about them that they have their own semi-government, semi-service. I noticed at the old house I used to live in, there was like something going on with this town because you could see puritanical changes everywhere. The 69er diner, the highway diner for 69, got changed to the Bear Diner. And I had been talking about them trying to look at Owen Benjamin as some kind of weird messiah and was joking about it online around the same time it switched. Well, it seemed like everywhere I moved after that, all of a sudden, there would be Mormons. Now, I don't want to interact with them. I'm never adhering to their faith, and I refuse to ever follow Joseph Smith. There's something in nature that happens that's different, that has no pair bonding. It's basically like how nature does its seasonal thing, and it's very prominent that you cater to the female. Well, I talk about that there's more a love for women when it comes to nature and what that is. This idea of catering to the man is disgusting and foreign to me. It was like they used my sensibilities to make me uncomfortable to even speak that to him. So I knew to get away from him. But I still want my book back. And I'm wondering about anybody online that does, I don't like magic, but does know enough about the crap to know what this thing did taking that book. I know a little bit of old Egyptian stuff, that if she tried to take part of me or touch me and then touch that book, that she could have said, "Is this your book?" And she did ask me that. Oddly enough, I'm like talking to her about prayer, talking about different types of prayer, talking about this thing I'll do where I'll do an abundance training where every day you write what you're grateful for abundantly and this and that. And the girl like kept calling it a testimony. I'm like, that's not what that is. But I didn't correct her. She looked right at me and said she loved the atonement. And I'm like, that's the part you loved, was the suffering? The fact that you got something? I didn't say it, but I was so disgusted with their existence after that that I couldn't comprehend being near them. Like, it wasn't that there's a heaven, it wasn't that there's this, it was that somebody had atoned for her. And I'm like, I'm not like that. Well, I got interest from really ancient spirits because I refused to have someone crucified for me. I refused to bank off what happened from that. And I refuse to take from those that have burned or been sacrificed when it comes to salvation. I don't do their protection. I don't do the other stuff. So the fact that I don't piggyback off of anybody, people got interested. These things seem to be trying to use that book to manipulate someone. The abundance training I do is huge. One of the things another one of the Mormons that was sitting next to her did was she came up, put her hand flat on my leg for a minute, and stared at me. And I was so uncomfortable, I almost froze. I'm like, because I can't hit her for touching me, obviously, but I didn't want her touching me. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I said, there's something to old ancient breeds, like that were from Aramea, that it's written that when Joshua put people into pigs and sent them over a cliff, they became something like pig people. And I think I actually endured 2 of them that are recycled and regurgitated crap out of hell. Now, if that's true, and they did that book thing, they're aware of a really old art and not letting it on. I get the feeling that they went after a particular cop because I was interested in him a little bit. It was very superficial. It had lack of merit or meaning, but it was funny. I get the feeling they tried to do a mock wedding around him in nature based on what I would do by trying to do this book thing. Well, that's very specific in nature to only one being. So if they see anyone else trying to do that rite or ritual, they know there's been theft. Then they know there's thievery, there's something else going on. Felt like I just got hit with something. I think a part of this girl is somehow playing victim and masquerading as someone else due to that book. So if anyone's like old school Egypt, I need to know how to get them to recognize that that's not a book of my life. This thing's really, really dark. And I mean dark. And I want that book back. More than likely, if it is what I think it is, it's going to be oddly difficult to do that. Like, they'll say something about Christianity, about something else. They'll gaslight and gaslight. It's my book. I've done abundance training years ago when a lot of spiritual stuff started. And when you do that, if you miss a day, you have to restart. And you got to do it for like over 30 days. When you mess up a day over and over again, it takes a long time to get through abundance training. But it makes for a very different philosophy. You can actually see your philosophy start to change. And I wrote about that. They won't even acknowledge that what I write about here. I said something about Satanists trying to buy Baker years ago because it's on a ley line. It's on a graveyard too. So it's a grave on a ley. And they just are wondering why I write about these things, why I'm even interested in it. Why would I do this? And I'm like, why would I cater to something else? That seems stupid. Like, why are you even acknowledging that it's there? That's how we keep things secret, because we don't talk about those things. It's like, that's not what I do. I had a horrific nightmare about this girl trying to molest me stupid to force me near her dad. And I get the feeling he came to visit her, and there's absolutely no reason I should know that over the last few months. I have no idea what he looks like. I don't know his name. And all of a sudden there was a guy's image in my head. Now this isn't they killed Native Americans, so these are a murderous sect of people. Whether you admit it or not, they murdered a lot of people. And they operate in a weird salt belief. See, salt, you're just drying something out. But stuff in ancient times was supposed to be able to talk through that salt. They talked through their spit. They talked through their shit. They were really gross about it. They talked through their semen. They're talking through their salt. These things being near a salt city, I get the feeling they do the same thing that old ancients used to do, but they're not supposed to, being Christian. You're not supposed to talk through the salt as a Christian. That's why Joshua fell and was crucified. And it wasn't a crucifixion with a pole. It was 4 horsemen in chains, and he was pulled apart. He was ripped apart. I don't know why that's not common knowledge. Just knowing stuff like that, with how stupid Mormons can be, they would try to make a messiah out of someone, and I refuse that kind of crap. In nature, you don't have someone else leading you to a God or nature. It's just you finding it out, or you don't, and that's it. Now, people can say things, they can try to educate you in different ways, but they're not supposed to lead you. I don't want to be led by the religious. Oh, that book. That's the one thing, like that book coming back. And I get the feeling that they made it to where, because I had a dream connection, which I did with Buell, I think, for a little bit. I had one with this cop. Well, I get the feeling because she put her hand on me, she tried to take an aspect of how I dream off my hand and then masqueraded as me. This girl's look is very similar to Vigo. And I don't know if you know this, but it will damn you if you try to represent as a devil and aren't a devil. So usually only people into devilcraft will take those roles. I refuse to take anything's hand. I refuse to be touched. And I get the feeling they tried to pull me into some family collective, and I don't like them. I don't know them. I will never like the Mormon girl, and that counts for my whole being. The other night I had a nightmare of the other side of me being raped by the thing in the butt because this stupid cop was trying to direct it and help it. That better not be the case, or that's the most damned asshole that ever lived.